Okay, everyone. So it's the day before we launch on our 21-day juice cleanse, or it's at least the day I launch. It's tomorrow morning that as of starting tomorrow, there won't be any more solid foods for 21 days. And you know, I've done so many cleanses. I guess I've been fasting on and off, you know, doing juice cleanses for, I don't know, 15 years or so. But every single time you have different emotions that come up where, you know, there's certain things in life. You have habits, you're traveling, you're working, you have, things with family. The rest of your family can be eating cooked foods, and sometimes you even have to be the one that's preparing that for them. And so there's a lot that goes in to not only, rearranging your lifestyle sometimes, but you also have to think ahead and plan ahead so that you are successful when you're doing your cleanse. And then not only that, but a lot of times we have experiential knowledge where we ourselves have tried cleanses before, and maybe not even cleanses, maybe tried different diets, tried different weight loss products, tried different ways to improve ourselves where we maybe didn't follow through, we maybe didn't reach our goals. And so we also a lot of times have these experiential doubts that come in that, like, while we go, I'm committed, I'm 100% committed, I'm doing this cleanse, we can have these doubts in the background of, I don't know if I'll be able to do it, I don't know if I'll be able to battle the cravings enough, I don't know if I'll be successful. And so today I want to kind of talk about some of the thoughts and some of the things that you can do and that I do before going into a cleanse to make sure that you are rocking this out, that you are stepping in, with a mindset, stepping in ready to be successful, stepping into a whole new flow for 21 days. And so really, technically, your fast or your cleanse or your detox or whatever word you want to put on it really starts tonight. So, we say, I'm starting my cleanse Saturday morning, which is tomorrow morning. But truly, after you finish dinner tonight, or after you finish the last thing that you put in your mouth at whatever time, when you finish dinner, your cleanse really starts. And hopefully, and it is my advice when you're going into a cleanse not to binge the night before. I've had clients that I've worked with before, and this one lady, she was so cute, and it was such a good time for her to kind of get out of the addictive patterns with foods. But before she went in, she was like, oh girl, I had pizza and I had some hot wings, and she just went all out, eating all kind of stuff for dinner. And then she was like, I knew I was going to be fasting the next day, so I was piling in the candy bars, and she was naming her kids crackers that she was like, her kids had all this kind of stuff, and she was pulling out of the pantry. She said she ate up until like 1 or 2 a.m. She kept getting out of bed, but it was just in her mind that starting the next day, she wasn't going to have any food. And so it was that very much that lack mentality and that attachment to, I'm not going to have this, and she was very focused on what she wasn't going to have. And so it was just grab, the night before. And so much so when that happens, you all know, if you eat like that, you are going to wake up starving. You're going to wake up hungry. First thing in the morning, you're going to be wanting and craving foods. You're going to be craving junk. You're going to be craving all kind of things. So I would say first off is to realize, really, even though we say, we're starting Saturday, your fast really begins tonight, or your cleanse really begins tonight after you end dinner. And so if you're hungry after dinner, eat as early as possible. If you're hungry after dinner, drink some juice. Make a smoothie. Something with high water content. Eat some fruits with high water content. But watch the sugar, watch the chemicals, because you're already going to, or most people, I'm not going to basically project that onto your journey, but most people do have some withdrawals, some cravings, and deal with things the first couple days. And so, with that said, you want to make sure that you make it as easy as possible. And as I say all the time, set yourself up for success. So go ahead and get in your mind now. It's Friday afternoon. Some people are at work. Some people are at home. that you're going to go ahead and place your mind around the fact that honestly, your cleanse begins this evening. And it is time to step through a new doorway. It is time to enter into a new flow for the next 21 days. And I get like that's a long time when you're sitting, really on like day 0, you're like launch, it's a long time, but you can absolutely do this. And so what we want to do today, besides one, say, we want to not binge. We want to go ahead and wrap our mind around it. At what time is it right now? So it's 3 o'clock right now. For those of you that are watching this, we want to go ahead and wrap our minds around the fact that the cleanse actually starts tonight, and try not to binge and try not to run out eating everything, because we know and we're thinking that, okay, so I'm going to start juicing tomorrow. I'm not going to have solid food for 21 days or however many days you choose to do your cleanse for. For me, it's 21 days. And just try not to let that really latch onto the mind from the space that you are now, because as all of my clients can tell you, and anyone who's done a cleanse, once you get past the first 3 to 5 days, your relationship with food begins changing. Your cravings begin changing. The way you think about it begins changing. And so I promise you, if you can get past, the first, again, it's different for everybody, 2 to 5 days, those cravings and those habits, and even the mindset of, I just don't know if I can do this. You start going, oh, heck yeah, I'm like totally rocking this out. It's amazing. I feel amazing. You have energy, in the beginning, you're going to be peeing literally every 5 minutes. It seems like really, and that kind of tapers off, and you start feeling good, and any symptoms that you have start going away. And so just saying, there's a lot to preparing ahead. So night before, try not to binge, and then try to wrap your mindset around the fact that it's okay. These fears that I have, I'm not going to pretend like they're not there. I'm not going to pretend like, I'm not thinking that I'm thinking, or that back in the back of my mind, I don't have these doubts that I can, absolutely succeed with it, because you can. But that is part of what I wanted to talk to you about today, is that we want to really set our mind on tomorrow morning, tonight. And so I know a lot of times people have prayer or meditation or journaling before bed. And so the night before the cleanse, I definitely want to encourage you to really take the time to kind of craft your intentions around your detox, around your body, around your mind, around your emotions, on who you want to be during the whole cleanse. Because it's really, really easy to have these images and the feelings, again, in the back of our mind, that we're going to have this desperation around trying to not have, or trying to get food and not allowing ourselves to have the food. And so, there's just this mental conversation that happens on lack, on what we won't have. And so what we really want to do tonight, or this afternoon, is really set our mind on who we want to be, for the next 21 days or however long you're doing your cleanse. Yesterday, I introduced a self-assessment that I use, and several people emailed me for those. I actually now have uploaded it on my website, and so I'll put the link down so you can just do a download if you want to, or again, just text me or message me or whatever, and I can email it over to you. But it's a self-assessment that I use personally every single time, or some form of this, every single time I do a cleanse. And for the last 7 years, every time I have coached a group, led a group, or done any kind of mentoring or work with any of my clients, before they start any kind of cleanse or detox, we always do some form of this. And really, it's just sitting down and looking at where your pain points are, where are you struggling, where are your addictive tendencies, what are the top things that are huge energy drains on you right now, what are the things that you want to change, or what are you looking to heal, and you're kind of rating the pains in the body, the emotional pain, the mental pain, spiritual pain even, a lot of times, because the fasting for me is always a spiritual journey 100% of the time. Even if my motivation is physical, it's always spiritual. Your vibration raises so high when all you're taking in is fresh fruits and vegetables, the vitamin and mineral content that's coming to the body, especially if you're taking in organics. Once you get past the body trying to throw off, all of the cellular waste, in the body, you're literally, your vibration raises so much. I said it yesterday. I just get very joyful, euphoric, very, very happy. I get really clear mentally, just moving through life like no problem. Everything's just coasting through. And so it's really, really an awesome time. And so tonight, again, before you start your cleanse, sit and really, really think about, again, who you want to be. What are you trying to accomplish? If you want that self-assessment, again, email me. I will post the link where you can just download it either way. But that is a fabulous, fabulous way to start. The other thing is this is a huge thing for me, is that when I get up in the mornings, I need to have juice ready. Even if because I'll usually drink a quart or two of lemon water when I get up. And so it's not that I just get out of bed and drink juice, but I am going to share those. Hang on just a second, Zep. I will tell you how you can get them. I'm going to post a link to the recipes. Zep just posted. She asked me could I share recipes with her, and I was just about to get to that I have a link for y'all of some juicing recipes. But this is something that I do every single night. I make my juice. I make sure that I have a full quart of juice for breakfast in the morning. And that way when I'm making my juices for the day, because I make all my juices usually every single morning for the entire day. But it's a weak point for me. Like if I get up and I don't have a juice already made, where I can just take it out of the refrigerator and drink, sometimes I guess buy myself time during the day. I don't know. It just works with my mind, my body. I don't know what you want to say, but especially on the first day, it's really, really good to have your juice already made. Now, if you don't have time to make the juice or you haven't gone grocery shopping, you know what? It's just like I said yesterday, you can stop by the grocery store, and in the produce section, they have refrigerated juices that are cold pressed, some of them raw, just depending on what store you go to. And while those aren't the best, they will definitely do in a pinch. And so you can get up and you can have that for breakfast. But plan ahead. Again, plan ahead with your mindset and plan ahead making your breakfast for in the morning. And again, that works for me. It's something I teach for my clients, and I've worked with enough people that have said, oh my gosh, it's so fabulous the night before, just to make sure I kick my day off. And that's what I always say. Find the things, find the habits that work for you, that make it, that make it so that you just kind of glide on through, and so everything is easy. So, the other thing is, you want to make sure you're probably going to need a lot more, unless you've cleansed and fasted before, you're going to go through a lot more fruits and vegetables than you think. And so I'm telling you, 2 apples, one little stalk of celery and 5 carrots is not going to get it. It's not. It's just not going to. I know you might want it to. You'd be like, oh, I got some oranges in here. I got this apple. Like that's not juicing. That's going to give you this much juice. You need several quarts. You need, like I say, up to 4 quarts of 4 of these per day. So it's not just like a little juice. So a little apple doesn't do it. And so you want to plan ahead. Go and get your groceries. If you can't do it tonight because of work or whatever, and you are planning on starting tomorrow, then again, make sure you have a juice or have something. And then when you go to the grocery store in the morning, then you can get your fruits, because it's so good to have everything, that right at your fingertips, so that you don't have to give into temptation. You don't have to, really think about it too much. And on that same vein, for the moms or the people that cook for their family or their spouses, their children, loved ones, I would also suggest that this evening that you plan meals ahead. Write them down so that you're not having to expend a lot of mental energy on meals over this next week, because it will be hard as you're going through all these cravings, and your body's getting used to not taking in solid foods. It's hard. And so go ahead and plan out, just loosely plan it. It's not like you have to 100% do it. You're not caged in, by your list, but that way just write down, 10 meals that you might prepare, ways to do it very, very easily, how to prepare things, or what you're going to prepare for your family for the next week, so that you don't have to, again, trigger or expend more energy than you have to, as you're going through your craving days. Thank you so much, Dawn. You're so sweet. as far as making the juice, I had a couple messages today saying, well, how do you juice? You can do it with a juicer, and there's all different brands, types, and qualities of juice that come out of that. And I tell people, the same things, like, you start where you are, and people say, well, I can't juice. I don't have $500 for a juicer. I don't have $200 for a juicer. Okay, it doesn't cost that much. You can start with one of the lower ends. My first juicer was one that was given to me, and it was like the lowest brand out there. It had all kind of pulp, and it just didn't juice very well. But I was going to town doing my carrots. They have cheaper ones at Walmart, and have the middle of the road Bed Bath & Beyond. You can get them off of Amazon. I personally don't even use a juicer anymore. I use a blender, and then I strain the pulp out with a nut milk bag. And you can get these on Amazon for like $9. Off of Amazon. So I just blend all the fruits and vegetables up in my blender, and then I pour them in the nut milk bag, and you just strain it out into a pitcher, and then I pour it, into the mason jars, and then seal them up, for the day. So don't binge. Plan ahead. Go ahead and make sure you got your breakfast for tomorrow morning, tonight, because truthfully, your cleanse starts tonight. The other thing is, all of my clients and the people who have cleansed with me before, the people who have done this, clean your colon. If you haven't already done that, if you have a place that you do colonics, if you're my client, come on into the clinic. I haven't asked Questa if she's on here. Questa, if you're on here, I don't know if there's discounts for any of the people doing the cleanse or not, but y'all could call her and ask. But cleanse the colon. Anytime you're doing, a juice cleanse, your body cannot keep up with the amount of cellular waste that your body is throwing off, when you're taking in nothing but juice and you're not taking in the foods. And so cleaning that colon out, doing colonic before you're starting, especially, like I said, if you're starting tomorrow, just go ahead and schedule it up. If you haven't already done it, you're going to be fine. If you don't, and you don't have the money, or you don't have the connections or the resources, because I totally know, if you don't have somebody, it can be overwhelming your first time you're trying to do, colon hydrotherapy. But you can always ask me. I'm happy to talk about how to find a good place. But if you don't have that, you can always do water enemas. Do not go to the store and buy Fleet enemas or any of the chemical-based enemas, but you just want to cleanse the colon so that as your body is trying to release cellular waste, that it's got a clear pathway to get that out, and then cleanse the colon each day. And then other than that, like I said, the big part is mindset. The big part is defining who you want to be. The big part is almost putting that marker stone where you are now, so that you can return back to it in 3 weeks and see how you've changed, how you've shifted, how you've expanded, how your mindset has been freed, and how your life, you're walking it out with a lot more clarity, with a lot more determination, and you're not as affected by the things outside of you. You're the one creating your life experience, because you can do this. You were created to create your own life experience, and not to live by default, not to live by what the things that are happening around you. And to me, going into any kind of juice cleanse is that amazing reset. And it's just a fabulous time. So again, that was about it. I just wanted to kind of share encouragement with each one of you. The last couple of thoughts, the things I'm making sure for myself that I do before I launch into a cleanse, especially one that's not like 3 or 5 days, when you're doing 3 weeks or more like I'm doing. Does anybody have any questions? Because if anybody has questions, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and log off. I do have a link for recipes that I've uploaded on my website, and I do have a link for the self-assessment form. I will put the links down below this video, and then you can message me or just post right here if you're wanting that, if you don't kind of see those links or whatever, and I can email them to you. So anyway, have a fabulous afternoon, everybody. I thank you so much for coming. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you around on the cleanse. Let me know how you're doing and what type of cleanse you're doing. Talk to you later. Bye.